Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is January 28th, 2025. That is a whole lot of Torah, almost 5 years of Torah every single day. Arlene and Bensi Penny, it's good to see you. We have been coming together live all of these mornings, 1,128 broadcasts in a row, to say hi to each other. Good morning. Adele, it's good to see you too. Hi, Susie. Hi, David. Hope that you are well. Cecile, Hinemi, I'm with you. Oh, everybody just jumped on the Facebook screen, but I've been looking at Instagram. Richard and Barry, Barbara and Catherine, Chana sending love to Jerusalem. Erev Tov to you. Jonathan and Linda, Tara and Dale, Valerie, good morning. Arlene, Amy, good morning. Kim, it is Torah Tuesday. Linda and Stan, Anya and Barbara, Deborah and Haley, good to see you. Chalet and Rose, Chani had to set an alarm. Dave, Am Yisrael Chai, back at you. Daphne, my friend, good to see you. Hi, Michelle. All right, let's see who else is here. Linda, you are sharing that today is your mother's 19th yahrzeit. May her memory be for a blessing. Today's Torah is in memory of her. Natalia and Minna, Marilyn, Fabrice sending love to Paris. Natalie, hi Janice. All right, a few more hellos, we're going to get started. Adrian, Carl, Corinne, good morning. Yes, Arlene, me too. Carl, it's good to see you. All right, let's take a breath, sing a bracha, learn some Torah. Here we go. La 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 la, la 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 la. La 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 la, la oh, Ata Adonai, Elohim, Melech Haolam. Asher Kivshan, B'mitzvotav V'tzivanu, La'asot B'divrei Torah, La'asot B'divrei Torah, Hafokah, La'asot B'divrei Torah. Today, all right, everybody, good morning. Nancy, glad that you are recovering from illness. Sending you a refuah shlema. It should be a complete and speedy healing to you. Friends, today is broadcast 1228. It is also day 480 of war. And while we do not ignore the relief, the joy, and the love being shared from all corners, especially the families of the hostages who have been freed, today is also a moment where we must bring into our hearts and create even more space for the family members of those on the list of the first 33 hostages to be released, please God, in the coming weeks. For those who've just learned that their family members are no longer alive. 8 out of the 33 are no longer alive. That number has been as confirmed as anything can be by both the government of Israel and the intelligence apparatus of Israel. And that doesn't even bring into the equation those family members of the remaining hostages not in the list of the first 33. And so as we learn Torah, as we do our work, and of course, as we celebrate the miraculous, beautiful reception of these 7 young women who have been set free, and please God, those to come. Let's make sure that we hold all of our people, all of us, in our hearts because of the work that we need to continue doing. This healing will be a lifetime of commitment, and so each time we set our hearts to the work of building Am Yisrael, rebuilding Medinat Yisrael, let's make sure that we hold room for the grief, not just our own personal grief, but the grief that is felt much more directly by the other family members who are going to go through a lot. So let's be together, let's be strong, let's have joy where we can, and let's make sure that we are as conscious and loving and aware as we possibly can be. This is a parsha that again resonates in such a deep way with our current moment. Parshat Bo includes the intensity of the plagues, and of all the plagues, we continue with the last of them. What I wanted to look at today was not the plagues themselves, but what we are commanded to do as the final plague is happening. We are commanded in this week's Parsha to mark Pesach. We recite these things every year when we come to the Parsha and also when Pesach comes around. And we are told that for 7 days, matzot ye'achel, we are supposed to eat the matzah. And listen to the verse. This is chapter 13, verses 7 and 8. I'll read it out loud together. Matzot ye'achel et shivat yamim, right? Eat matzot the 7 days. V'lo ye'ra'eh lecha chametz, don't even see chametz. V'lo ye'ra'eh lecha se'or b'chol gvulecha. You can't even see the chametz, you can't even see the barley, the leaven, in any of your territory. What an interesting thing it is to internalize, be commanded to eat the story. We eat the story. We internalize the matzah. That matzah for 7 days we're called to eat is the symbol, the physical symbol of our story. Matzah, of course, is, the lechem of chirut, the bread of freedom. But it is also lechem oni, a poor person's bread, or a bread of suffering. In the same moment, we internalize, we physically bring into our bodies the sadness, the suffering, and the freedom. Well, that sounds a lot like this moment. And right after that verse, that was verse 7, here's verse 8, we are told, V'higadata levimcha bayom ahu lemor, and you will tell your child on that day, saying, Ba'avor zeh asa Adonai li b'tzeitim mitzrayim. It is because of this. This is what symbolizes that God set me free for when in my leaving of Egypt. God did this for me. And that brings me to just one observation, a blessing for us, a burden that we do accept, that we are called to accept, that we are called to be fully aware of, that we are a people that continues to be set free. Liberation is not a moment, and it is not an ancient reality. And in this specific week of Jewish history, we relive it over and over again, the incomplete nature of liberty. We have to eat it. We have to eat the story. But don't we know it by now? And the answer is no, we don't, because it's not fully true. The whole idea of freedom that our ancestors were deprived of and then experienced liberation in the exodus from Mitzrayim, from Egypt. We are called, friends, to be present in the story because Ba'avor zeh asa Adonai li. God did this for me. The verse does not say, because of this reminds me what God did for our ancestors. No. We are told, B'chol dor vador chayav adam lirot et atzmo, in every generation, not just at Seder, a person must see themselves, I must see myself, and you must see yourself, ki'ilu hu yatsa mi Mitzrayim, as if you left Egypt. as if you were freed. When we see this story repeated and the command about how every generation of Israelite and now Jew is called to bring it in, we are reminded of the fragility of liberty. Listen to the language. This is a quote that Rabbi Jonathan Sacks has in a beautiful book. I recommend it highly if you don't already have it in your library, Covenant and Conversation, a collection of Rabbi Sacks's beautiful comments on each parasha. He here quotes the American Justice Judge Learned Hand. Listen to this quote. It's a speech he gave in Central Park of May 1944. So again, this is Judge Learned Hand, quoted by Rabbi Jonathan Sacks on this parsha. Liberty lies in the hearts of men and women. When it dies there, no constitution, no law, no court can save it. No court can even do much to help it. And what is this liberty which must lie in the hearts of men and women? It is not the ruthless, the unbridled will. It is not freedom to do as one likes. That is the denial of liberty and leads straight to its overthrow. A society in which men recognize no check upon their freedom soon becomes a society where freedom is the possession of only a savage few, as we have learned to our sorrow. Rabbi Sacks brings this in and then writes himself, what they meant was, talking about the rabbis of antiquity, was that if the law is engraved on the hearts of the people, it does not need to be enforced by police. True freedom, cherut, the engraving of freedom, is the ability to control oneself without having to be controlled by others. Without accepting voluntarily a code of moral and ethical restraints, liberty becomes license and society itself a battleground of warring instincts and desires. And the intensity of this warning, offered first by our ancient sages, and before them by the Torah itself, later by Judge Learned Hand, and then repeated by Rabbi Jonathan Sacks, needs to be something we hold on to. We eat the matzah, we eat the story, we are called to internalize the incomplete nature of liberty, because only if it lives within us as a burning commitment to continue both to be free and to extend the responsibilities of liberty, only in that way can we continue building a society worthy of our children. Freedom is incomplete until it is complete. And the only way it can be complete is if it lives within us and is manifest in our actions. To presume it is to forget its necessity. And so in this moment, friends, where our freedom is explicitly incomplete until they are all free, let us call our own better angels out. Let us invoke our ancestors and remember that their history lives within us and through us. So when we call for them all to come home now, remember that is a responsibility we bear, because freedom is not yet complete until we make it complete. Send your hearts to the east, friends. Here we go. Kol hod balevav pnima Nefesh Yehudi Homiya Ulefate Mizrach Kadima Ayin Letzion Tzofia Od lo avda tikvatenu Hatikva bat shnot alpayim Liot am chofshi be'atzenu Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim Liot am chofshi be'atzenu Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow.